To me, marketing is about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. Now, Apple, fortunately, is one of the half a dozen best brands in the whole world. Right up there with Nike, Disney, Coke, Sony. It is one of the greats of the greats, not just in this country, but all around the globe. And but even a great brand needs investment and caring if it's going to retain its relevance and vitality. And the Apple brand has clearly suffered from neglect in this area in the last few years. And we need to bring it back. The way to do that is not to talk about speeds and feeds. It's not to talk about MIPS and megahertz. It's not to talk about why we're better than Windows. The dairy industry tried for 20 years to convince you that milk was good for you. A lie, but they tried anyway. And the sales were going like this. And then they tried Got Milk, and the sales are going like this. Got Milk doesn't even talk about the product. Matter of fact, it focuses on the absence of the product. But the best example of all, and one of the greatest jobs of marketing in the universe has ever seen is Nike. Remember, Nike sells a commodity. They sell shoes. And yet, when you think of Nike, you feel something different than a shoe company. In their ads, as you know, they don't ever talk about the products. They don't ever tell you about their air soles and why they're better than Reebok's air soles. What does Nike do in their advertising? They honor great athletes and they honor great athletics. That's who they are. That's what they are about. Apple spends a fortune on advertising. You'd never know it. You'd never know it. So, when I got here, Apple just fired their agency. We're doing a competition with 23 agencies that, 4 years from now would have picked one. And we blew that up, and we hired Chiat/Day, the ad agency that I was fortunate enough to work with years ago. We created some award-winning work, including the commercial voted the best ad ever made in 1984 by advertising professionals. And we started working about 8 weeks ago. And the question we asked was, our customers want to know who is Apple and what is it that we stand for? Where do we fit in this world? And what we're about isn't making boxes for people to get their jobs done, although we do that well. We do that better than almost anybody in some cases. But Apple's about something more than that. Apple, at the core, its core value, is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe. And we've had the opportunity to work with people like that. We've had an opportunity to work with people like you, with software developers, with customers who have done it in some big and some small ways. And we believe that in this world, people can change it for the better. And that those people that are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that actually do. And so what we're going to do in our first brand marketing campaign in several years is to get back to that core value. A lot of things have changed. The market's a totally different place than it was a decade ago. And Apple's totally different, and Apple's place in it is totally different. And believe me, the products and the distribution strategy and manufacturing are totally different, and we understand that. But values and core values, those things shouldn't change. The things that Apple believed in at its core are the same things that Apple really stands for today. And so we wanted to find a way to communicate this. And what we have is something that I'm very moved by. it honors those people who have changed the world. Some of them are living, some of them are not. But the ones that aren't, as you'll see, you know that if they'd ever used a computer, it would have been a Mac. And the theme of the campaign is Think Different. It's the people, honoring the people who think different and who move this world forward. And it is what we are about. It touches the soul of this company. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it, and I hope that you feel the same way about it I do.
Key points from Steve Jobs' speech on marketing and branding. 1. Marketing is about values. Steve Jobs emphasizes that marketing should focus on values rather than just product specifications. In a complex and noisy world, companies need to be clear about what they stand for and what they want people to know about them. This principle is crucial for entrepreneurs, especially those who are passionate about their projects and want to make a meaningful impact. 2. The importance of brand identity. Jobs highlights that Apple is one of the top global brands, alongside companies like Nike and Disney. Despite this, Apple had suffered from neglect in brand investment, which needed to be corrected to maintain its relevance and vitality. For those who manage their brand, like your Instagram account focused on natural childbirth, maintaining a strong and consistent brand identity is essential. 3. Customer perception over technical details. He argues that successful marketing doesn't focus on technical specifications, like speeds and feeds, but rather on the values and identity of the brand. Jobs uses the example of Nike, which doesn't talk about product details, but instead honors great athletes and athletics. This approach is similar to how impactful educational content on social media resonates more when it focuses on real-life benefits and emotional connections rather than just facts. 4. Core values and passion. At its core, Apple believes that people with passion can change the world. This belief is fundamental to Apple's identity and what they stand for. Jobs insists that this core value remains constant, even if markets and strategies change. For anyone leading seminars on mental health or creating educational content, passion and core values are the driving forces that keep the message authentic and impactful. 5. Think Different campaign. The Think Different campaign was introduced to communicate Apple's core value of honoring those who think differently and push the world forward. Jobs expresses that this campaign touches the soul of Apple and pays tribute to those who dare to think differently and make a significant impact. This campaign could serve as inspiration for creating content that encourages viewers to embrace new perspectives and challenge the status quo. 6. Aligning marketing with core values. This speech underscores the importance of aligning marketing efforts with core values and the brand's identity, rather than solely focusing on the technical aspects of products. For any entrepreneur or content creator, understanding and communicating your core values consistently can help build a loyal audience and create a lasting impact.